Okay, so it's the 22nd of July today. Got a package. This actually came, I think, yesterday, if I remember rightly. I didn't have a chance to unboxing till today. But yeah, this is Peter Gabriel's So album on cassette. This was £2.50 with free delivery. So yeah, obviously the most famous song on here, Sledgehammer, which has a fantastic music video by Aardman Animations, and most famously it was also one of the first bits of animation Nick Park did for the company, which was the dancing chickens, which were real frozen chickens. It's the cassette itself. Let's have a look at the booklet. Ooh, massive accordion with all the song lyrics on there. That's nice. That's nice. So yeah, £2.50. Cannot argue with that. I will pick up the vinyl at some point, but I'm trying to find one because it's out. It is out of print for any the modern repressings, and basically the modern repressings that are out of print can be a bit pricey. But the original 80s pressings, while they can be pretty cheap, a lot of them are in piss poor condition. So it's basically waiting for one, you know, that kind of toes the line. That's either, you know, one in that's in good condition for a reasonable price. But yeah, there we go. Also, speaking of this, the Super Mario Brothers tin. When I sent them the picture of the damage, for those who didn't see my unboxing, which was mainly here where it's torn, it's up there. There's also some damage to the side and that, and I've seen various other people's ones who are also damaged. Most of the people who get these do seem to have some damage here and there. So yeah, but Zavi just gave me a refund. Yeah, it hasn't cleared yet. It has appeared in my PayPal, but hasn't appeared in my bank account quite yet. But I should get that. It's like 3 to 5 working days. So yeah. But so yeah, I don't mind when I get it for free. But otherwise, you know, this is just, you know, basically this is cheap shit, really. Like, you know, it feels basically, you know, this as I said in the video, feels like a cheap like Poundland tin. Like it doesn't look, the pictures, as I said, made it look, you know, look at the picture of it on there. You know, it looks like a big sort of round tin, and it's not. It's much smaller than that for one, but also it's just completely flat and everything. Yeah, disappointing. So, anyhow, so yeah, there we go, people. There we go. All right, so it's the 26th of July today. Got a package here, and yeah, I'm not too happy about it. I've started actually unwrapping it, and the seller, I don't know, have they just wrapped this? No, okay. So yeah, this seller did not package this particularly well, but you'll see what it is in a second, because they literally, they used a bit of a pizza box. Lovely. But it's another one of these, yeah. You can see I got, I don't know if that is before or after, but it's a little bit frayed there. Yeah, they could have packaged this better, but what they've majority have wrapped it in is just paper with a couple of bits of cardboard at either end, and yes, a miracle it survived. But this is another grommet mug. But this one, unlike the other one I got, this one is actually sealed. There's a bit of sellotape there, which is what the originals had. So yeah. So this one is actually sealed up. The mug looks a little bit dirty, actually. I think so, some dust and that just withheld in that in there. But yeah, this one has never ever been opened. So yeah, now terms of this one, how much did I pay for this one? Again, I should get these things up and ready beforehand, but I never bloody do, because I always forget. This was £4.70 plus £2.87 postage. So, yeah, that's looking at £7.50-ish for that, which is a pretty decent price for this, especially for, you know, a brand new sealed one. So yeah, I just saw it. I wasn't planning on getting another one, but it came up in my eBay searches, recommended searches and that, and yeah, I saw at that price. I thought, can I argue with that? So just went and got it. I don't plan to get on any more of the PG Tips grommet mugs unless I see them at a really good price like that one was, or I see another left-handed one, because I would like to get a left-handed one that's in, you know, decent condition. The other one, if you're wondering, by the way, is, I don't know if you can see it, just poking up just there. It's on top of my fridge. It is on top of my fridge. Just because generally that's the only place I could put it where it would still be on display. So yeah, it should be nice and safe and that up there. So yay. That is an aeroplane going by. Anyway, it's the 27th of June. That does not sound healthy. It's the 27th of July today. Although this thing I actually picked up yesterday and haven't had a chance to unbox it or unwrap it in this case. Well, I mean, I've got the live version and I didn't have the non-live version, so yeah, I had to get it. This was £20 at my local record shop actually, which is cheaper than anywhere else I can find it actually. So yeah, because most places it was generally tending around the £25 price. So yeah, £20. Pretty happy with that. Hopefully it's not reflecting this time. I do really like this artwork. It's quite nice. So yeah, and in terms of favourite tracks on this, the versions of My Immortal and Bring Me to Life, I think might be blasphemy, but I think I prefer these versions to the originals. Sorry, I'm a sucker for a more orchestral mix. And I'd say probably after that it will be probably Imaginary after that. Bloody fly. That's the problem at the minute. You have to keep the windows open because it's absolutely boiling. The problem with that is every insect imaginable comes fluttering in. And if you can hear noise and that is bloody neighbours again. Again, artwork nicely. Oh, it opens this way. Okay. It is a plastic lined sleeve. So that is nice, that is plastic lined. Fairly thin vinyl actually. This is fairly thin. This is probably 120 gram from the looks of it. I'm gonna get some of my anti-static bags or sleeves or whatever you want to call them, because I can feel this static build up on that already. I can feel it. So I can feel it pulling the hairs on the back of my hand. So yeah, don't have a chance to play it at the minute. Hopefully it's all alright. Obviously the advantage of it being a local record shop is that if there is any problems I can just go in and that, and I don't think I've ever had a problem with any of the records and that from this record shop. And obviously if I do, it's, you know, nothing to do with them. It's just to do with the record itself. Does this have a digital code or anything? I don't need a digital code because I do have a digital copy of this already, but it is nice when they do put it in. There's something in here. Oh my god. It includes the C... Is that the CD, I'm assuming? Must be. Yeah, that is weird, because there was no label, no mention of it including that. Okay. So I guess you can always rip that and get a digital copy like that, yeah. And I'll get the record itself out. But yeah, plastic line sleeve, even though it's not an anti-static one, it does help in preventing basically scratches and stuff like that. Okay, it generally is a bit gentle on the record. I can see some excess bits of vinyl dust and that, which I'm just gently brushing off with my hand. Don't worry, the record will be fine. I'm not going into the grooves, because the grooves are not on the surface. There we go. Just put it back in there. There we go, so hooray, there we go. So yeah, I've only recently gotten into Evidence. Evident? I'm probably saying it wrong, but yeah, I mean, I've always liked Bring Me to Life and My Immortal, but yeah, I've just got to get more into this. Legs. Oh. I don't want to have to break the seal on this, but it looks like it is stuck down. I'm going to actually just keep this sealed because I don't need to open the CD, because I do have, again, a digital copy of this. In fact, well, I have a rip of someone else's CD that they let me have. So, yeah. But there we are. Very nice I included the CD, even though it literally mentioned it nowhere, and it was just kind of shoved in there. I thought it was a digital code at first, but yeah, that's, to be honest, personally, I prefer that. I know some people won't, but for me, yeah, I'd rather have another physical copy, because also with the CD, obviously, you can rip it very easily, and if you don't have a disc drive, like for ripping CDs, honestly, I have seen them going for bloody £5-6. You can get a DVD drive, like a USB DVD drive for something like that. So yeah, but there we go, people. There we go. Alright, so it's the 30th of July today. There we go. Though I technically did get this yesterday. It's the Wallace Mini mug. So I didn't get this from a Wallace and Gromit shop or anything like that. No, I actually got it from a charity shop called St Oswald's Hospice. Now, for those living outside of basically the northeast, will have no idea what on earth I'm talking about. But they're doing a current Shaun the Sheep promotion at the minute. So these are not used, by the way. These are not stuff that's donated. This is stuff brand new that they're selling, because they're doing a Shaun the Sheep promotion, and they're selling some Wallace and Gromit stuff and that in there as well. Now, most of the St Oswald's Hospice charity shops in my area and that are just selling them, you know, at the regular retail price. Apart from my local one, which decided £9, which is £1 cheaper than its retail price. Though some of the stuff, including the gold Gromit mug, was £12.99. I don't know how much the regular one was, but yeah, that's a few quid less than its retail price. But yeah, anyway, here he is, and yeah, it is literally just a miniature version of the full-size one. Yeah. Now, obviously, to be honest, wouldn't recommend drinking out of this, because one, it's tiny, and yeah, I guess you could maybe do shots or something out of it, but even so, just like, But yeah, it's just meant for, you know, decorative purposes, really. But what's interesting about the Wallace mug, the mini Wallace mug I should say, is he came out before the regular sized one. Yeah, the mini one came out first for some reason. I don't know why, but yeah, there we go. There we go. Happy to, you know, finally have the Wallace mini mug in my collection. Now, interestingly, I think a year or so ago, I think it was last Christmas or possibly the Christmas beforehand, my mum had actually ordered one of these, which she got from a place, I can't remember what website she got it from, but it was half price. It was only a £5 apparently, but basically it not only got lost in the post, it got damaged in the post when they did actually find it, so the whole order was cancelled and I ended up not getting it. So yeah, she only told me about this months after and didn't bother trying to get me another one, so yeah, but there we go. Okay, so it's the 2nd of August today. Package here. Now this was not from Amazon, this is actually on eBay. Someone's put this in an Amazon box, although, ooh, I don't like the way it's being crushed so much. I'm hoping it's alright. Bit of fragile tape there, put that in the bin. What way around is my bin? There we go. Okay, it's actually packaged still reasonably well. Survived alright, right. So yeah, this is in reasonable enough condition, not great, but for the price I paid for it, fine. So this is Alice Cooper's Poison. This is the 12-inch version. It's also available as a 7-inch version as well. Unlike normal ones, this is exactly the same as the 7-inch one. There is nothing, as far as I'm aware, there's nothing different about, because normally what happens is when they do, in the UK, when they did a 12-inch 45, which is what this is, so usually they do include, you know, either remixes or extended versions of, you know, whatever single on that it was, but this one they haven't. Though the reason I wanted the 12-inch one anyway is basically because all the 7-inch ones, 7-inch ones, there we go, I could find, unfortunately they are paper sleeves, which are very, you know, taxing, bad condition. So this cost me £6 total, or £5.98 total, which, yeah, is fair enough for that. Let's see what the record's in. I will put it in. I'll give it a clean and that before playing and that as well. It does need a bit of a clean, though it... oh. Does seem like there's a scratch on it there. Depending on how deep that is, I don't know. Although the side with Poison on it looks alright. Again, I will give this a clean. This doesn't... I don't know if this isn't really showing up on camera, but it is... I mean, I've seen worse, but it is dirty. Like, I can see actual dirt. I don't know if... Again, it's not picking it up on camera, but there is actual dirt on here. So, yeah, that's going to have to have a good thorough clean and that before I play it. But hopefully it should play alright, and I'll put it in an anti-static sleeve and that after that. Ooh, I'm gonna sanitize my hands, because I don't know what I've just touched, but it was some sort of powdery thing on the surface of that. Ooh. Don't know what that is. Don't know what that is. But yeah, there we go. So yeah, and it is 45. Yeah, it is 45. So yeah, nothing really much else to say other than that. So yay. Alright, so it's the 5th of August today, and I've been meaning to unbox these for a few days now, actually, several days. I see these, it's one thing. I finally completed the wave. I finally got the knuckles, because finally the Home Bargains in my area finally did a restock, and yeah, they got the knuckles. In fact, I ended up actually getting 2 of these, the other one's at my granny's. Because I went to one and the had one, but it had slightly dodgy eyes, this one. Bit of a better paint job. But yeah, now these despite looking like Jakks Pacific figures, because they are very similar, they are not. They are inferior to this. This is the company that makes them. But I will say though, I do prefer their packaging. I do prefer their packaging to Jakks Pacific's, mainly because it's more of a collector's thing. You can reseal it and that. But yeah, this was $7.99 at Home Bargains. There only seems to be, as far as I'm aware, 2 of these per pallet of them, or box of them that they open. But yeah, unlike other retailers, Home Bargains did not bother restocking these until they sold every last bloody figure, because for the longest time in most of them, there was in my area, the ones that were selling this, which tends to only be the larger Home Bargains, basically for the longest amount of time, there was just like a single figure. It was either a Sonic figure or a Tails figure, depending on which one it was, but there was like one figure just sitting there, and it sat there for a good couple of months, 2 or 3 months. It just sat there at each location, just waiting to be sold. And then finally, once that last one sold, then they restock them. Unlike like B&M. B&M is a good example, because they normally wait until, as I said, there is a last few, but they don't wait until they've sold every last bloody one. It's normally when there's like, you know, a few left and that, and then they restock. But yeah, interesting that. But yeah, this one seems to be the rarest out of them. This one does seem to be the rarest out of them, or at least the hardest to find, because when I came across this on Amazon and eBay, the cheapest I could find it was £30, which is ridiculous. Like, its retail price is £15, which I don't think it's really worth. But £8? Yeah, £8 definitely worth it for that. But yeah, there we go, and they do. But as I say, by the time this video comes out, they're probably sold out of them again. But you know, there we go. I did try something. Mine's gone blank because I'm too tired at this, right? So, hey.